So what can we make out of the North in missile technology, and what do experts see in terms of future provocations and weapons development by the Kim Jong-un regime? Well, live in the studio with me to discuss experts' views is our Connie Kim. Connie is our correspondent in charge of North Korean affairs. Now, Connie, within 24 hours of its SLBM launch, North Korea reported that its leader hailed it as a great success. Is it?
That's right, Connyoung. Well, North Korea, through its KCTV earlier in the day, released footages of what it calls a success of an SLBM launch.
Right, so before we delve any deeper, why don't we take a look at the clip? Our Kim Jung-soo has very well put it together.
The North state-run Korean Central News Agency on Thursday released video footage and 24 photos of Wednesday's SLBM launch, showing its leader Kim Jong-un celebrating with his subordinates. The agency reported that Kim hailed it as, quote, the greatest success in the regime's missile development, one that pushes North Korea to the very front rank of nuclear powers. The reports also say he claimed that the U.S. mainland and what he called its operational theater in the Pacific are now within striking range. The missile was fired from waters near the eastern coastal city of Sinpo and flew over 500 kilometers before falling into the East Sea. But there were signs North Korea could have another launch in store. On the day of the test firing, an analyst affiliated with 38 North, a U.S.-based North Korea monitoring website, identified tire tracks around the inland missile ejection facility in Sinpo and observed ongoing construction work at Yukdaesori, home to some of North Korea's major shipyards.
Right, Connie, so what are experts making out of this? Is this really a great development, great advancement in North's weapons technology?
Well, compared to its previous SLBM launch, it definitely is a huge leap. Now, to forecast North Korea's future provocations, we need to take a look at the submarine-launched ballistic missile first. Now, the missile in question was a 북극성, which is a smaller version of the intermediate-range Musudan ballistic missile. Now, the Musudan missile's capability has been verified back in June, flying about 400 kilometers into the EC. And experts are saying that the success of the Musudan launch somewhat foreshadowed the results of Wednesday's SLBM launch. And to this, North Korean watchers in Seoul are warning the North will likely test fire more missiles until they cover enough flight distance to reach the U.S. mainland.
The SLBM launch success is connected to the Musudan launch. An upgraded version of the Musudan is the KN-08, with a range of 12,000 kilometers and which has never been tested. So we have to be on the lookout for possible KN-08 test launches.
And what's also speculated is that the North will develop a submarine that can load multiple missiles. As of now, Pyongyang is known to have one 2,000-ton Sinpo-class submarine that can fire one missile equipped with a nuclear warhead.
Now, Connie, to my understanding, it's hard to detect SLBMs because they're ejected from underwater.
Right.
So tell us more about why SLBMs are becoming a great threat to the regional security.
Well, Connyoung, to put it simply, SLBMs are threatening because we don't have any fundamental response measures to counter them. Now, South Korean military authorities have so far been able to detect signs of North Korea's ballistic missile launches through reconnaissance satellites and have monitored such launches with the military's Green Pine radars and the Aegis destroyer's radar system. But even with the THAAD radar, South Korea could be caught off guard if the North attacks with SLBMs shot from the eastern, western, or southern parts of the peninsula, as a THAAD radar will only cover the northern side with a 120-degree field of view. And that's why South Korean military experts believe a new underwater kill chain is necessary, Connyoung.
Well, Connie, kill chain system, it's what we've been hearing a lot by South Korean experts, but what exactly is the kill chain system and how will it counter the North Korean threats?
Well, it's basically an underwater preemptive strike system that can detect, identify, and strike incoming missiles from a submarine, from submarines. Now, the necessity for this system has been raised as South Korea's kill chain and Korea Air and Missile Defense System was only designed to target incoming missiles from the North's territory and not from the peninsula's surrounding seas. Now, in the first level of this underwater kill chain, cruise missiles or combat aircraft jets would pursue and destroy the North Korean submarine and whether it is docked or shortly after it departs. And the second level of the kill chain refers to using South Korean and the U.S. Aegis destroyers to detect and torpedo attack the North Korean submarine if it enters the East or West Sea. And if all of that doesn't work, the military would detect the launched SLBM with its green pine radars. And some experts say the first level of this underwater kill chain would be the most effective.
There's no complete way to counter a North Korean SLBM if it carries a nuclear warhead. Seoul must review preventatively targeting the North submarines when they're docked.
While other experts say South Korea must bring in or make a nuclear-powered submarine as the ultimate solution to the North's SLBMs, but that implies funding issues, so we'll have to see how that works out, Connyoung.
Right. I mean, it certainly seems like North Korea is making good advancements in its missiles and weapons technology, if not making huge strides. So I suppose this is really the time for South Korea to reconsider its countermeasures to counter North Korean threats. All right, Connie, job well done. Thank you.
Always my pleasure.